Hello, and welcome to the 5th episode of Minecraft Skywars. Yep, there's 5 of these now. Anyway, this episode is going to be a bit different. Instead of commentating the gameplay, I think I'm just gonna do story times instead. Because it just kind of makes sense more, in a way, because I feel like if I just commentated me playing the game, that would get annoying eventually. Over time. So I'm just gonna prepare stories and I'm just gonna read them out, because yeah. I also will be renaming this series to Skywars Storytime. Don't worry, this isn't like a new series completely. It's still Minecraft Skywars. This is just a new era of it. The first 4 episodes were really just kind of test episodes. I was testing what I can do on my phone and my computer and the editing and stuff. I'm gonna get better, and I'm gonna actually have someone that helps me with these soon. So right now I'm just kind of messing about, but I'm starting to gain my footing with these, and I know what I'm doing now. Also, with this series, I want it to be so when I have people actually watching soon enough, because no one really watches these yet, but one day I want people to watch them. When that does happen, I will be taking viewer requests for stories, and I will read them out, obviously. But for right now, I'm just gonna share stories that I have about funny times in my life or stupid things I've done. For example, that actually segues very nicely to our first story, where I did something incredibly stupid that ended up working out in the end, because, you know me, that just kind of happens. Alright, so I convinced my mom to get me a guinea pig without my dad knowing. Now, this would later lead down a massive rabbit hole, which I'm not going to talk about right this second. I'll get into that a bit later, but it all started when my mom said that we needed to go to PetSmart to get dog food. Now, at the time, I had 2 dogs, and those were the only pets I had. So, I begged my mom for an entire hour to get me this guinea pig. Now, she wasn't very familiar with guinea pigs. So, I convinced her to get this guinea pig, right? I get home and I look online. I, at the time, knew that guinea pigs need to have a partner. She did not know this. Now, a week later, my dad finds out. He's okay with it. But, a week later, I tell my mom that Mabel needs a friend. And this is how we ended up with Marvin. Marvin is probably my biggest mistake ever that ended up being the greatest victory. Alright, for a minute, I want everyone watching this just to picture this in their heads. I walk in the Petco with my mom, and I go over to the shelves with the guinea pigs on them. And I proceed to look at one of them. Now, they have normal guinea pigs, right? Nothing wrong with them, nothing, like, spectacular, just pigs, guinea pigs. But then I turn around, and I see this little creature walk out of its, like, cage, and start shaking its butt at me. This animal is horrific looking. It does not resemble a guinea pig. However, it is labeled a guinea pig. I saw this animal, and it was so weird and abstract and just not a guinea pig that I instantly fell in love with it. I knew I had to have this one. This one was weird. This one was odd. This one was not normal. I needed him. And it looked like this animal needed me, because he came up right to the glass and he started licking it. Yes, you heard me right. He didn't just start, like, biting on the glass or, like, tapping on... No. You heard me right. Full-on licking the glass with his tongue. Listen, at this point, I was sold. This animal is gonna be mine. So I go find my mom, and I ask her if this one can be the pig. And oh my goodness, I thank her to this day, but she said it was okay if I was able to get Marvin. That next day, I sold my father Marvin. He looked extremely disappointed at me. He didn't know what the animal was. To be honest, I didn't even think it was a guinea pig. I had no idea. I thought there was something wrong with this guinea pig. He had a disease. Turns out there was nothing wrong with him. After a little bit of online searching and going back to the Petco that we got him from, we found out that Marvin is a hairless guinea pig. Yes, you heard me right. like a hairless cat, like a Sphinx cat. Yeah, Marvin's like that, but he's a guinea pig. I was instantly sold. He was an amazing animal, and I couldn't ask for anything more. The only problem is, we found out we weren't able to pair him with Mabel, because, well, Marvin was a guy, and Mabel was a girl. Well, okay. When the PetSmart sold us Mabel, they told us that Mabel was a guy, Mabel was actually a girl, so they were unpairable. Now I'm predicting what you're saying. Michael, what's the next plot point? What did you do? We got a third guinea pig. Yes, we got a third guinea pig. Now, his name is Merlin. And the thing with Merlin is also hairless. Now, a little bit down the line, I decided, okay, well, I guess we're going to have to get another guinea pig. The problem is I would have to get 2. Now, I wanted a hairless guinea pig. Now, hairless guinea pigs specifically pair well with other hairless guinea pigs. So I asked my parents, and surprisingly, they said yes. And that's how I ended up with Mario and Moxie. Yes, those are their names. I named them Mario and Moxie. Now, keep in mind at this time, I have Marvin, Mabel, Merlin, Moxie, and Mario. And this is where we find a pair for Mabel. Now, we did end up getting another hairless guinea pig named Marceline. And the thing with Marceline is we got her for Mabel. The problem is that she is still too young and cannot be paired with Mabel yet. So we currently have her in a separate cage. We'll get that sorted out soon, I hope. Also, my final detail is that yes, the name Marceline does come from Adventure Time, the name Mabel from Gravity Falls, and of course, since Marvin was so weird, he's Marvin the Martian from Looney Tunes.